So, and this makes sense. I mean, you can't change your name until you've lived somewhere for 6 months. So I won't be able to... What are you eating? I won't be able to change my name. But I'm also not going to get any fucking, like, my own apartment or anything. But it doesn't even matter, because like I said, I'm taking the money. I'm only going to spend what I need. Okay? Come here. Eating. So, my mom decides she wants that money back that badly, money she doesn't need, that she'll sue me for it. Despite the fact that when she didn't hate me, she was talking about selling her house and giving me half, which would be way more than this amount of money. And she doesn't need it. She has a 401k. If she wants to sue me for it, if she takes the time to find me and goes through the whole process, then I'll give back what I haven't spent. I sure as fuck am not taking this friggin' mattress and box spring that's 22 years old with me. Oh my, come here! What are you eating? Give me that. I don't know what you're eating. The paper is okay. The problem is I don't know what you're eating. Give me what you're eating. What are you eating? What are you eating? Anyway. Yeah, sure as fuck I'm not taking any furniture. It's not my furniture anyway. And I'm definitely not taking this 22-year-old box spring mattress that Auntie got from some dead person. Another case where she befriended a person that ultimately left her everything. Just saying. I know how my aunt treats me, and I know how my mom's cried to me over how my aunt treated her when I was living in LA or whatever. So, of course, I'm not going to think the way other people who love Auntie would think, oh, Auntie's such a wonderful person, you know, she befriended this person, and, you know, in the end the person died and left her everything, but that was just coincidence, and, you know, so. But me, if I don't like, it's just the same thing. It's just like Auntie can badmouth me to everyone. People who, you know, and people will listen, and people who like me won't. So, you know. What are you eating? No, seriously, I can legally take the money, and if she did again, she promised me a hell of a lot more. She was supposed to, we were getting ready to see that she was supposed to put the fucking house in my name. Okay? We were talking about selling the house and moving away and starting a new life, the four of us, everything. So, if it comes down to it, it's not like my aunt can sue me, you know. My mom would have to decide. My aunt could help my mom sue me, but my mom would have to do it. My aunt can't just sue me. You know what I mean? Give me that damn tape. So I'm not, I mean, I want to change my name for other reasons. But again, I mean, I'm not going to advertise to anybody where I'm going. But yeah, you have to live somewhere for 6 months. And I'm not going to, you know, so that's it. I won't be able to change my name. Yeah, to you too. And like I said, my mom, it comes down to it. It's money she not only doesn't need, but told me I could have and then some, you know, when she wasn't hating me, so. She can sue me for it. You know, she wants to go that route, just prove once and for all she doesn't give a shit about me or Omar, sue me for money she doesn't actually need. Let her. Seriously, let her. Let her. Let her do it, people. You know? I know. You hungry? But I am going to take it. If she wants to sue me for it, fine. If the world wants to view that as stealing, fine. I don't care. Because this is all fucked anyway. And, you know, my aunt pounced when I told my mom. I had just been told my mom was not doing good at all, was practically unresponsive, practically catatonic, not taking her meds. I got that from the nurse. And then shortly after that, I'm told that my mom has revoked the release and wants nothing to do with me. And I basically don't know if my mom had been talking to Auntie. I really don't know if my mom had been talking to Auntie and that's why my mom revoked the release, or if I'm the one that, if my mom just decided that on her own. How do I know? I just know it's bullshit. Like I wrote to my Joe. I wrote this to my Joe. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did it? Oh, here we go. My mother has completely rejected me, revoked the release, turned back to her abusive towards me sister. I'm dying inside over this. I'm not even allowed to know what's going on with her. It's her HIPAA right to completely close me out. See, I went and immediately kept her sister in the loop, even though her sister was so cruel to me several months ago. I still keep her sister in the loop because it's her sister, you know. But for all I know, this was all her sister's idea, or even of my mom revoking. How do I know? I don't know, do I? Because my mom's not speaking to me. Who knows? It could be. My mom goes back and forth. I have those texts I read to you. Auntie admitted it. Your mom hates anybody who doesn't go along with her crazy fantasies. When I had to put her in the hospital, you know, I'm evil and I'm the whatever. You get it? That's why Joe wrote to me based on this. I just got this from Joe. His reply. What else is new? That is the very definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. The drugs have made her that way. See? She goes back and forth, now she's hating me, but you see, when she's hating her sister, I don't sit there and try to turn her against her sister. I wanted her to decide who she wanted as the healthcare proxy. She was telling everyone as the healthcare proxy when I wasn't. Her sister, I have text from her, she doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. I should take care of it. I'm her daughter, and now suddenly it's a complete turnaround. But it all looks good on the part of Auntie. It looks like she's just trying to make her sister well and you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so I won't be able to change my name. Oh well. That just means more than ever I'm not going to like get an apartment or anything. I have to go move in with someone. That way I'm not listed anywhere. Bad people might potentially find me. I do want to change my name though. I don't want anyone to be able to find me. I don't want my father to be able to find me. He certainly has no problem finding me when I've never been married and my last name is his, you know what I mean? It's like... I never knew you even had to go to court to change your name. I thought it was an easier process than that, but actually it makes sense. They won't let you, you're going to have trouble when you move to a new state because they might think you're running from the law and that's why you want to change your name. I don't condemn them for that. It makes sense. I'll eventually change my name. In the meantime, I just have to have a roommate, live with someone, not be officially listed anywhere. And again, that has nothing to do with the money that I'm taking. That, you know, I mean, they could find me on YouTube, not find me, you know what I mean? It's like, this is just a big, you know, I know what my mom wanted for me and for her beloved to her Omar when she was well, okay? So if she wants to try to sue me or something, let her. Because this is all fucked. All fucked. And that's why I wrote to Joe and Selena and Karen. You know, it's like, I intend to fuck her over before she and her sister get the chance to inevitably fuck me over. There's nothing you can do or say to stop me, Joe. No. She doesn't need the money, Joe. When she wasn't busy irrationally hating me for doing what I had no choice but to do, she made verbal promises to me. She gets way more than enough to live on every month, and she has that 401k. Her illness causes her to act like she doesn't even exist. I'm in survival mode now and don't care. I did everything for her. I'm not going to be left with nothing. Is it stealing? Yes, it is, but not in the eyes of the law. I know exactly what Auntie is up to. The second I told Auntie how my locked-up mom had completely rejected me, Auntie was at that hospital and texted me her great plan of how my mom was going to move into Auntie's apartment and pay Auntie rent while I stayed here and paid all the bills. I don't want to be here, exclamation point times a million. There's nothing here for me when I don't have my mother, exclamation points times a million. When she wasn't busy irrationally hating me and making me the scapegoat for everything bad in her life, my mother promised me a lot of money for me and Omar to start a new life elsewhere. I'm not going to allow my mom's insanity, influenced by her manipulative, opportunist sister, to completely fuck over me and Omar. I refuse to remain here as their puppet while they try out an experiment that Auntie admits might not work out, exclamation point times a million. You know damn well that Auntie is after her former control she lost because of me, Joe. As in former control over my mom, that we all know she had up until I fucked everything up for her. My existence. She's making all these plans with my mom while my mom is sick, locked up, bitter, and not thinking clearly. Auntie tore me apart when I didn't jump for joy at her proposal, supposedly in quotations, designed for her to try to, quotation, quote, make her sister well again, unquote. Auntie became enraged when I rationally told her my mom should just sell her house and pay rent to Auntie until such time as Auntie was forced to apply for guardianship and put my mom in a nursing home. Things Auntie texted or said to me included the following statements, rants, declarations, etc. Your mother's not ready to sell her house. Why can't you think of your mother for a change? Stop thinking of just yourself. That's ad-libbed. Or something like, why don't you put your mother first? Why don't you think of your mother and not you, or whatever she said. I want to try to make my sister well again. Why do you have to always be so negative? Why can't you just try this out, see if it works? If not, where will you and Omar go? 2 months ago, Auntie told me my mom belonged in a nursing home and I could not accept that, so I did everything in my power to try to prevent it from happening. Now my mom hates me and has completely rejected me. She and Auntie will take back control of all the money and I will be at their mercy. Fuck that shit, Joe. I pray you don't stop loving me, but I'm taking every penny from the joint accounts I have with my mom. That's not quite true, and I don't care. I'm moving out of state and changing my name. My mom could try to sue me, but she'll have to find me first. I am inches away from breaking down, and I give one flying fuck about my plan to legally steal from my sick, hate-filled mother's money she not only does not need, but also told me I could have. And again, you know damn well what's going to happen when, if you know what I'm saying. Auntie's going to take complete control again, probably get power of attorney, probably get control over the 401k again, etc., etc., etc. I'm the enemy, and that's why Joe said, the definition of insanity, you do the same thing over and expect different results. My mom goes back and forth. Now, first she doesn't like her sister, and then she loves both of us, and now she's hating me and turning to her sister because I'm the bad guy who called 911 and who was suggesting assisted living. If my mom remembers that I suggested that, she probably does, etc., etc., etc. So, yes, I'm taking the money, so that it's not up to Auntie. You get it? My mom wants to sue me for fucking money she told me I could have and then some. After all the, I'm going to be left, she had wanted to put the house in my name. We were supposed to sell the house and move away. All this crap. And in the end, this is what it comes down to. Because they're making all these plans and whatnot while my mom is sick and still locked up. Okay? That's why my neighbor friend instantly said, yeah, you can take the money so your aunt doesn't get it. Yeah. But my aunt would deny that to kingdom come. So they make me out to be scum. Now they can go around and say, what I did to my mom. And meanwhile, will anybody know my side? Will anybody know all the promises my mom made to me when she wasn't hating my guts? Of course not. Your mom's going to pay me rent and you can pay all the bills there. That's only fair. To who, Auntie? What makes you think I want to even remain in this fucking state when I don't have my mother? Let alone remain in her fucking house. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, if my mom cares enough about this money she does not need, let her sue me for it. Let her sue me for it. I hope she does. Because it'll be my final indication, you know, that I don't have a mother, you know. Selena remembered when my mom was saying, you know, because my mom's periodically saying maybe we can't live, but she's not hating me or whatnot, maybe we can't live together. And Selena remembers, I remember when she was saying she was going to give you $500 a month towards a new place. Mama said all kinds of stuff, including wanting to get me a boob job. What do they cost? Like $10,000. This comes down to my aunt trying to get her control again, all in the pretense of, you know, so fuck it. Maybe I probably wouldn't even have to be in court, but Auntie sure as hell can't go and sue me. My mom would have to go and sue me, and then they'd have to find me wherever I go, you know, and I'd probably get a thing saying, you know, you've been sued, whatever, you know. I said, it's not like I'm going to go and you know. I mean, it's obvious I'm not going to stay here as their pet. Like, Auntie thought I would jump for joy at that. And, like, you know, it's obvious that I need money to start a new life and whatnot. There was never a time, no matter what, my mom's never done this before, as you know. There's never been a time where she would just have said, you and Omar leave with nothing, leave with the clothes on your back or something. She's never, okay? I have no reason to trust anything if I don't, you know, just do this now. So, sue me for the money. I can legally take it. You guys can read online. I can legally take it. And then it says in some instances you may be able to get some of the money back. Yeah, you have to sue for it. So Bob could go around, and Auntie, of course, can go around just, see, I told you, she's such a scumbag. Look what she did to her mother. Blah, 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 blah. You know. And then people were saying, but there were people I've talked to who'll know the truth, but, you know, like my neighbor friend, the neighbor down the street, the woman who takes care of Angel, my friends. And then people will probably be saying, why don't you sue her for it? Why don't you do blah, 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 you know? And then that'll be up to my mom. If that's what she wants to do to me, then let her. Let her. Let her. She would have to do it. Auntie certainly can't do it on her behalf. She would have to do it. I mean, Auntie could help her, but she would have to actually go to court and do it. Let her. I know exactly what I'm doing. As I said, I can't change my name. I'm not going to tell them where I'm going, but who knows? People nowadays have ways to find you. You know? Let her. Let her fucking sue me for money she told me I could have. When she wasn't busy hating me. Really don't care. Getting the fuck out of here. Obviously, I'm going to need a shitload of money to do that, people. I don't even know what I'm going to do. It's going to be $2,000 up front just to ship my stuff, okay? Then we're talking about the flight for me and Omar. We're talking about staying somewhere in a hotel or whatnot. I can't find a place instantly. We're talking about if I don't know where I'd be going to live or whatnot. I certainly am not taking any of this furniture with me, you know? It's a win-win situation. Why can't you, I want to try to make my sister well again. Why can't you put your mother first for a change? Why do you have to be so selfish? Why do you have to think of yourself? You're right. I'm a selfish fucking bitch, Auntie. I see right through your bullshit, and I am not fucking staying here as your puppet, okay? I'm taking the money. You can sue me for it. My mom can sue me for it, for money she doesn't need. If she hates me that badly, she wants to fuck over me and Omar when then let her. Let her, people. You understand? Let her. I'm not going to announce where I'm going, but obviously I won't be able to change my name. So there are ways you can find people. Let her sue me. Let her. You know, let her. Let her. Let her. Let her. Auntie's gotten a lot, and my mom will vouch for that from people she's befriended, and then they die and they leave her it. Okay? You know, my mom wants to sue me for money she told me I could have. Let her do it. Let her. Let her. Uh-oh. Can't remember if I fed Jones. I think I did. I'll give you a little bit more anyway. Where's it all gonna go, people? Auntie's delusional. It hopefully won't happen, you know, but it's gonna happen. It is. That's why I had that woman down the street practically yelling at me. You need to get the ball rolling. You need to do this. You need to do that. And Auntie was supposed to be out of the picture, you know. But no, she's out of the picture until my mom turns on me, and then Auntie pounces. When I say out of the picture, it means Auntie didn't want the responsibility anymore, healthcare proxy, anything. No, it's just till, and then it makes Auntie look really good. I want to try to make my sister well again, yeah. More power to you, Auntie, but I'm not going to stay here as your puppet. Well, you inevitably get my mom to do what would definitely, just like you thought she should do it with me. We know my mom, something had happened to my mom, so you have the joint bank account. Plus, you know, that's inevitably what Auntie's going to do. She's just going to sweet talk me and think that I would jump at this opportunity, and then in the end, if it didn't work out, you know, I'd be at their mercy. And that's why when I didn't just jump for joy over it, she ripped me apart. She ripped me apart over the phone. And I couldn't express myself adequately in text, but over the phone, I'm saying stuff that made sense. Like I said stuff like, if my mom cared about me, if she loved me, she would put the house in my name. And then I said, you know, wouldn't it make more sense to sell her house? And then, but she's not ready to sell her house. Why? And then I said, you know, I was saying stuff. She knows that she said my mom belonged in a nursing home and whatever, and I'm just saying rational stuff. And then she's like, why do you have to be so negative? You don't know that that's going to happen. We're just taking it day by day. Yeah. And it's all about that, right? I'm not supposed to ever matter at all, right? Apparently. And in the end, she's like, screamed at me. Then just move then! Yeah, fuck you, you bitch. My mom hasn't even got out yet. She's not even well, and you're already planning all this crap, you know? And it makes you look so good. Everything always makes Auntie look so good. See? And Auntie, in the text, I don't even know how many messages I have from, but in the text, she said, I have nothing more to say to you, the last text, but then she called because the phone rang, so she's full of it. I'm gonna have my neighbor friend listen to it and tell me what it says. Here we go. She says she's with my mom now. My mom wants to try to live in Monty's apartment, and I can stay here. I think it will take the stress off of both of you. Oh, yeah. Stress off of me staying here where I don't want to be, knowing that my mom is turned back to you, who's abusive towards me, and my mom no longer loves me. Get back to me, please. I wasn't paying attention to this phone. This is my mom's phone. I don't have to pay attention to it. I let Auntie know what was happening, and that was it. You know? Why would I think she's going to contact me more on this phone? It's my mom's phone. I didn't want to be having this. I never expected this, believe me. Then, your mom definitely wants to rent from me, so I'm going to have you let me into the house to get her bedroom, her bed, and all that crap. That's what she needs most. And then I'll try to help her furnish her apartment with other shit so you're not disrupted. You need to get back to me so I can have her stuff set up before she gets out, and I'll get her clothes to and all this crap. You're not stepping foot in this house, Auntie. My friend said it to me even before I told her that. I'd already told her that. And then when I'm like, what the fuck's going on with this? I didn't start off being whatever, you know, but then I thought about it, and it's just bullshit, you know. And then I was sending her stuff when I wish I hadn't even read these, because I read them while I was in the store and I got upset. See? Why don't you just try things this way, Laura? You stay there, and your mom can be here, and then I'll put the rules down about her meds before she comes here. Believe me, the rules are always down about the meds, Auntie, and this is where she looks like the real good person. She needs to determine whether it's my mom's mental health or a mental age-related decline. I already know it's a mental age-related decline that we don't want to call the beginnings of dementia or whatnot. And then it says you're going to have to help pay your way, though. It's only fair that you do. I don't want to be here. And then she's like, she feels more comfortable keeping an eye on my mom there than me moving out and having no one to watch her. And no, she's not ready for release yet. Yet it's urgent that you need to reach me about the bedroom set and whatnot. Fuck you. But anyway, all nice until I expressed reservations and didn't want to go along with it. And then she ripped me apart as usual. Then she's like, oh, your mom cares about you, but you can't live together. This is the best solution. It's a win-win for both of you if it works out. That's the key, if it works out. Let me stress, you guys know how often my mom has said, you know, that her sister doesn't really care about her, or this, that, whatever, when her sister was focusing all her attention on that guy who eventually died, and I believe probably left Auntie everything, okay? My mom would cry to me. She doesn't want to do anything for me. She's just paying everything with him. Oh, yeah, he became her best buddy. Tell me she would have befriended this man if he didn't have any money or anything to leave her, and I'll just laugh in your fucking face. And so will trouble. Okay? She's an opportunist. She would have never, if this man had nothing, been taken over and paying all his bills and taking him everywhere and all his doctor's appointments, this, that, or whatever. I remember, she got her family members set up with a cushy job as his health care, but then in the end, I bet he left her everything. I'll never know. I'm just saying. My mom wonders the same thing. We don't know. We only know what the bits and pieces my aunt would intentionally tell my mom, you know, to make herself look good. She looks so good. She's the savior. She took over and became the friend and everything of this old man who lost his wife. And he's my friend and this, that, whatever. Yeah. And he had money. And in the end, you and your family benefited big time when he died. Then I was going along with it or whatnot, you know. Asked about the TV, if she's going to take the TV, and I was like, no, she won't take the TV, but, you know, I don't need my friggin' aunt, who my mom has turned against and wanted to have a lawsuit against and all this crap, blah, but Auntie will just say, oh, that's her illness. Yeah. It's her illness if she doesn't want anything to do with you, but it's another story if she doesn't want anything to do with me, huh, Auntie? How about that, people? Remember that? Remember when my mom wanted to go get some, but then Auntie could turn around and say that's just your mom's illness that had her turn on me. But it's a different story if she turns on me, right? Unbelievable. It's a win-win for both of you. It works out. It's not a win-win for me. Not even remotely. Not in one way, shape, or form is it a win-win for me. And I don't need my aunt now saying, oh, you know, just pacify me. Your mother cares about you. She still cares what happens to you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. God. And that's to Auntie, not to my sick mother. You know, it's just... And then, of course, the ending one, because she didn't like what I was saying over the phone and in text, you know... Larry, I can wait. You have deep head problems. No one but you called you any of that. I will not entertain you with any further response. As she says, let's see what time this text was. Oh, I guess it was after she called me. Who knows what she said in the phone call. I'm going to have my neighbor friend listen to it. Anyway, so that's what you got from her. Now let me read you mine that I sent to her. Different responses. Remember, I told her, and this church woman, you know, my mom revoked the release. The hospital's no longer allowed to discuss her condition with me. Everyone but her knows that sooner rather than later she's going to wind up in nursing homes, a ward of the state. I'm done. And remember, Auntie had said the same goddamn thing. She belongs in a nursing home a couple months ago, okay? So, but I'm now the monster. I'm the fucking monster. Do you think my mom knows? Do you think I would tell my mom that? By the way, your sister thinks you belong in a nurse. No. But Auntie will sit there and sick. Auntie, come here. Elmer, come here. So when Auntie suggested all this, and I'm thinking, I'm not really jumping for joy at any of this instantly. And then I said the truth. You better hope she doesn't burn your house down. She wasn't even taking her meds, Auntie. She was tricking me into think she was taking them. Are they already discharging her? And then I said, I'm not taking her home from her. Why do I want to stay anywhere near my mother when she doesn't love me, is unable to grasp the concept that I had no choice but to call 911 on her? I did not even call psych 911. I called medical. The way she behaved while she was at the hospital is why she got sectioned. And then I talked about the 401k. She has this 401k. Why doesn't she just give me enough money to start a new life like she had promised me she would do, and I'll be out of her life for good? It's all, including her home that she's obviously never going to put my name, going to go to the government sooner rather than later, and I am hardly the only one who does not see that. And then when I say shit like this, Auntie calls me negative. See, I texted this, but then I also called her up and said it so she'd really understand where I was coming from, and that's when she called me negative. When I say it's all going to go to the government sooner rather than later. You're just being negative. You don't know that. And I asked her what happened to her tenant. Obviously, she's not going to tell me. It's just a rhetorical thing, you know. What the fuck happened to your tenant? If you still had tenants, you wouldn't even be offering this, you know. And I would be moving out. Unless, of course, my mom went back to having the change of heart that she had the last time when I was going to move out a few weeks ago. And then I said, if my mom wants to live with you and wants nothing to do with me, why doesn't she just sell her home? Wouldn't that make the most sense? And then I called her up and said that, and then you know what she said. She's not ready to sell her home. Of course she's not, because if it doesn't work out with you and her, she wants to be able to come back here, and I would have to leave, and I'd be at the mercy of both of you. I know damn well while she's living with you, you are going to, for her own good, just like you had me do, have a joint account and all this crap. So you're not going to sweet talk me. I see right through your shit. Okay? You feel okay with her cooking all her own meals? Wonder if you would feel the same if you lived with her 24/7 and witnessed what I have witnessed. And then I asked her if she's going to take the TV. But meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm doing this. And then, after I talked to her on the phone and she ripped me to pieces, I wanted to stress that, yelling at me, why don't you think some of your mom for a change and not yourself, blah, blah, why do you have to be so negative? You don't know she's going to wind up in, why can't you just, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then I did you know, being sarcastic. You're right, Auntie, I'm nothing but pure selfish scum who doesn't give a shit about my mother at all. And then I said, you aren't stepping foot into my mother's home, and the neighbor said it to me before I even was telling her anything. She was like, I wouldn't let her in. Don't let her in. Like, I already told her, I'm already way ahead of you. I told her, you're not stepping foot into my mother's home, and she gets discharged and comes here and lets you in when I'm not home. I have nothing more to say to you except that you need to find out if my mom is going to want Angel, since woman who takes care of Angel husband have already decided as much as they love her, they don't want her for good. This phone's being shut off. I have nothing more to say to you. I don't know what my mom will be paying you for rent. Blah, 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 blah. and you only view this as a win-win situation because as usual you think I'm supposed to be a robot. You talk about seeing if it works out. Yeah, and then what if it doesn't? Then I'm left completely screwed over by my mother who no longer loves me. She can make her you her healthcare proxy and leave everything to you. I'm done being treated like shit when those who love care about me, including some people around here, know how hard I've tried to save my mother. And then, of course, I got that final thing from Auntie, you know, that I'm a head case. Laura, I can wait, as in wait to come get your mom's stuff. You have deep head problems. I know. Anyone who questions you and your motives, anybody who questions my auntie and her motives have deep head problems, okay? Trouble can vouch for that. Anybody who questions my aunt has deep head problems. My aunt's motives are always of the purest nature, believe me. Laura, I can wait. You have deep head problems. No one but you called you any of that. I will not entertain you. Blah, 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 blah. But she did call. Wonder what she said. What do you think she said? Who knows? This phone, I didn't shut it off. I just didn't pay on it. But if I want to find out what she said, and I do, just in case she's saying, you know, your mom's going to be discharged tomorrow, I'm going to have to pay on it. So I'll pay on it. And then it'll be, you know, I have to pay on it. See, I had to dial voicemail. It's not going to let me because it has to be paid on. But the new message is from her. I'm going to play it for my friend. I'm curious of what my aunt said to me, but I won't listen to it myself. I'm going to have my friend listen to it and tell me what it said. It was the day we got into the argument where she says she's going to not have anything more to say, but remember, anyone who questions Auntie's motives or goes against Auntie or you know, is a head case and a nut case, etc., etc., etc. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. I'm taking the money. My mom can sue me for it if it comes down to it, if that's what she really wants to do. At this point, all this shit's happening, and we don't even know. For all we know, my mom has taken a turn for the worst. In which case, I'm supposed to be the healthcare proxy. That's not going to happen. I don't even know if we put Auntie down as the alternate. She wasn't interested in it anymore. I think we did. We did it when my mom was at the hospital that last time before she wound up in this same hospital that time before. We did it because I got a thing from Auntie, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. You should be the healthcare proxy, etc., etc. I'm going to read you that too. And then I said to my mom, well, I don't know, should we put Auntie down as the alternate? I don't know if she wants anything to do with it anymore. And it turned out when she sent me a copy of something, just to be nice, I guess, I'll send you, I filled one out or whatever. She didn't put herself as the alternate. I think we did. Because if my mom gets committed and she's rejected me, and my mom can't make a new healthcare proxy when she's locked up in a mental hospital, I pretty much know that. You should never be able to make, if you're you shouldn't be able to do that. That's why the case manager, when I was just shocked, blindsided, and I'm like, well, if they haven't revoked the healthcare proxy, I'm like, but if they do, then I would be the one in charge, right? And she's like, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's just bullshit! It's just such bullshit. That's why the woman who takes care of Angel was like, I can't believe someone locked up in a mental hospital who signed a release when they get in there, who hasn't been taking their meds, but who hasn't been committed because they have to go through a whole process of committing, can suddenly decide to revoke a release. But that's, in the case manager, like, you know, that's her HIPAA right. I'm not even supposed to be talking to you at all. That's why she never returned my calls, by the way. She would never return my calls. She happened to answer, and then she said, sorry, Laura, I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore. Your mom revoked the release. I'm really sorry. And I was blindsided by that, and I shouldn't have used the word crazy, but I'm like, that's ridiculous. I mean, she's crazy. She's going to reject me like that? But, oh yeah, but it turned out, as Joe points out, the definition of insanity, keep doing the same thing, expect different results. Now she's turning back to her abusive towards me sister, the same sister that she's said, oh, she doesn't care about me, and Laura's my healthcare proxy, even when Auntie was actually the healthcare proxy, and I was the alternate, etc., etc. So, you know, it's bullshit. My mom should not, nobody should be allowed to revoke a friggin' release while they're locked up in section. The HIPAA law shouldn't apply in that situation. It really shouldn't. That's what the woman who takes care of Angel, she was shocked when I told her. She's like, I asked my husband, why is somebody who's sectioned into a mental hospital allowed to do that? They're not in their right frame of mind. They can reject the entire family? Apparently so. It shouldn't be that way, but it is, unless they're committed. Whatever. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it is, people. Like I said, I'm not staying here. Not staying here. My mom could sue me for the money. I am going to take it. Taking it. Don't care. Treat me like scum. I'll watch how scummy I can really be. Down the street, she doesn't even care. I said most people wouldn't look at it probably the way you're looking at it. She's like, why? She's like, you know, your mom wanted you to have it before, and you know it's just going to go to your aunt. You know, that's what she said. My aunt would deny it to Kingdom Come, of course, but we all know that. That's nothing new, right? Anyway. This is back in September from Auntie. She needs to go back to the hospital. Call the police, Laura. Yeah, I'm the bad guy, yet I have to be the bad guy like you used to have to be, Auntie. But now you're going to just sit back and allow my mom to just completely turn against me and blame me and make me the scapegoat, just like you said she used to do with you. But then she had no recourse, you know, like... back when I wasn't in the picture, when I was thousands of miles away in LA. Then she'd have to turn back to you because what recourse did she have? You had all the control and you're her sister, you know, but now, no. Different story, huh? So fucked. It is so fucked. See? I want you to be your mom's healthcare proxy, Laura. She's your mother. I don't want to do it anymore. Complete about face, huh? And that's why, another reason why I immediately told Auntie what my mom's doing, figuring this is ridiculous what my mom's doing. This is ridiculous or what? No, let's figure this out. What? And instead, Auntie pounced, and now, you know... My mom deciding, like in the past, even, you know, we really shouldn't live together, this is that, I want, but I'm going to give you, you know, all this money to start your new life and take care of Omar and his cataracts and all his crap, blah, 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 when she's in her right frame of mind or well or this, that, or whatever. It's different from her making me the scapegoat and hating me and completely shutting me out while she's locked up, you know what I mean? That's completely different, and Auntie pounced. She opportunist. She pounced. She pounced. After friggin' telling me she wanted nothing to do with it anymore. See, she said, I'll do it up and send it to you. The one she sent to me didn't even have her as an alternate. Which makes me think she didn't even want to be the alternate. She wouldn't have anything to do with it anymore. It's all my responsibility, and now it's just a complete about face. It's unbelievable, people. It just is. Then there was that whole bullshit where my mom, me and Auntie and my mom are all blindsided, told my mom doesn't have any more days and she's only limited where she could go. That was a bunch of bullshit too. They all fucked up. All these places, the place that sends her off, everyone's fucked up. You have time for this and I don't, so it's best you deal with it. What was that about? Something going on in the hospital, right? Sure, the UTI can be painful, the crying, or went up but my mom was saying nothing's wrong and she wouldn't go to the hospital, and now I'm the evil monster, and it just... This is a joke. And then she's accepted. My mom will no longer be the sister that she used to be. I already accepted that, Auntie. That's why she's doing stuff that other people, if she was out in public, probably would have called the cops or something, having temper tantrums, outbursts, or whatever. And I still was doing everything in my power to not have her go back into a fucking mental hospital. And this is back when I was saying, you know, they're going to discharge her. She's not ready. You call her. She's fucked up. And then Auntie's saying, call them yourselves. You're her healthcare proxy. Tell them what you want. It's as simple as that. And it's not as simple as that. It's why the discharge papers say that patient wanted to be discharged. It has a box. His family wanted her discharged, patient discharged, or patient wanted to be discharged. And Auntie, is that the best you could do for if that's the best you could do for my sister, sarcastically sent transfer elsewhere. They didn't do that. You guys know that whole thing, okay? But was I sitting here and bothering Auntie and telling Auntie, who's not my friend, all the things my mom's been doing over the past 6 weeks? Of course not. So now Auntie's going to reach out, save the day, and it's probably just believing everything my mom says. But Auntie doesn't know everything I've been through. My mom did not come home even remotely in a condition to be discharged, and Auntie knew that. But I wasn't telling Auntie. Auntie's not involved anymore. She's still her sister, and they can go out for breakfast or go out for, you know what I mean? But I'm the one handling it all. And in the end, look what they're doing to me. I wrote to Auntie and to the church woman, you know, my mom doesn't love me, I'm moving out, Omar and I will be gone before my mom gets discharged, I'm done with this bullshit, beyond done. And then, you know, then Auntie comes up with her what she thinks is a brilliant plan. And Auntie's making sure to use things like, I'm with your mom right now. She wants to try living in my apartment. Try. If it works out, all these things, if, and try, and whatever. And then, what happens to me and Omar in the end? Completely at their mercy. What if they try this stuff, and Auntie becomes power over my mom again, the joint bank account, the whole 9 yards, right? And I agreed to their little thing, and my mom went in the mental hospital again. Right? Again, I can never leave here. What if my mom went in the mental hospital and just was really bad off? I can't leave here. I'm not going to get a cent from Auntie of my mom's money that my mom had wanted me to have. You get it? And Auntie's in complete control. Auntie who can't stand me. So you see where but I'm negative, and you don't know what's going to no, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'd rather count my losses and get the fuck out of here where I don't want to be. It's as simple as that. I can guarantee you, I know that Auntie would be taking over everything again. I know it. If my mom moves into her apartment, Mom will be so grateful. Auntie would be taking over everything again. Okay? And that would be it. That would be it for me. I'd be completely at her mercy. See? Right here. I asked your mom if she wants to rent my apartment downstairs. If she decides to do that, you can stay where you are, and she can pay me rent. You will have to pay the bills there. See? One of her texts was, you'd have to help. No, this is, you'll have to pay all the bills. I'm going to today to find out what she's decided. It might be and try, and if it works out, might be a good decision, and maybe it will work out better. If not, where are you and Omar going? Because remember, as far as Auntie's concerned, my mom shouldn't be giving me a goddamn penny or whatnot, you know? So what better way? She gets control over everything again. Meanwhile, like my mom has said to me before, but she can give her kids money, she can give them thousands of dollars to get a house, or she can, the guy dies and now her other kids living, married kids living in that house. You get it? But my mom, no, that's a different story when it comes to me, because Auntie can't stand me, you know? I see right through the bullshit. We've got if it works out, where will you and Omar go? If it doesn't work out, etc., etc., etc. Because God forbid my mom want to help me and my dog like you help your kids. And my mom has said as much to me. So fuck you, Auntie. Fuck everything. I'm taking the fucking money. You can sue me for it. My mom can sue me for it if she really wants to go that route.